Good evening, internet. We're doing late night stream tonight because I drove all day and then I went to comedy class and now I'm home from comedy class and now I'm starting these with a rap every time because I think I'm funny. I wish that I had more money. You could send me a Venmo and then I'd have more money. Then I would rap about something else. Yeah. Today's video is called Getting Unstuck. Getting unstuck. It's a phrase that my coach Derek and I talk about often, and then it came up in comedy class tonight too. So since I hadn't made my video yet today, it felt apt to talk about that after class, where something my coach Derek says that really helps me is, excuse me, I had like a coughing fit right before I went live. I had a coughing fit before I went live. I'm just a regular guy. Getting unstuck. Something my coach Derek says a lot is being stuck is a choice, and a choice that comes from not using the tools that we know we have. And that phrase really helps me when I feel stuck, when I say, I've said things to myself like, I don't know how to book a gig. And then it's like, I can say that and then take a step back, be like, well, like, what tools do I have to book a gig? It's like, I have an email account. I have learned how to template a gig email. I have promo material I can use to send for a gig. Like, when I feel stuck, when I say I don't know how to book a gig, I'm intentionally, maybe subconsciously, but still intentionally ignoring the tools that I have at my disposal. If I'm like, oh, I don't know how to write a song, it's like I'm being stuck. It's like, well, I have tools I've learned. It's like I know I can set a timer. I can pick up a different instrument if the one I'm on isn't doing me good. I can go on a walk. I can just improvise and record it. Being stuck is a choice. And when I'm like, oh, I'm not going to find love, it's like, well, I can go out and meet people. I could get on a dating app. Honestly, that is a tool that I could use. It's not a tool I'm using right now, but I'm certainly using other tools. And I guess in comedy class, we did this exercise where he had us free write. I don't even know how long it was. I think it was 10 minutes. He didn't tell us how long it was, but he set a timer and had us free write and look through it to try and see if we could figure out something about ourselves, figure out our persona. And then we had to write like a 3-minute set just in a couple minutes right there, which, first of all, seeing the growth from class right there, that we free wrote for 10 minutes and then we spent maybe 5 to 10 minutes writing a set. And I performed like a 4-minute set in that time. So I have officially developed new tools to write jokes where 2 months ago when I started class, or a month and a half ago, it was like, I don't know how to write a joke. I don't have any tools. And I have officially developed some tools where it's like, wow, if you give me 15 minutes to write a 5-minute set, it might not be the greatest set in the world, but I could come up with something. And he basically said, when you feel stuck, know that you aren't actually stuck. And just, these are some tools to like get out of there. And he said, when you feel stuff, just ask yourself, where am I right now? Where am I exactly? What am I feeling in this moment? Oh, Tim, thank you. No, I really appreciate that. I do think I'm naturally funny, but there's a difference between being naturally funny and being able to perform a set of comedy on stage. And that's what I'm working on developing. So he said, when you feel stuck, just recognize that's just a feeling, and then look for opportunities to, how do I say it? What did he say? He said, when you feel stuck, look for opportunities. He's like, no, it's just a feeling, and just ask yourself, where am I right now? What am I feeling right now? What does my life look like right now? How does the world occur to me right now? And if you can just like ask yourself those questions and be honest with where you're at, and then right from there, you'll find some new stuff. And he said something beautiful about the comedy art form, which I think this applies to the music art form too, is when you work on it, you're always progressing, no matter how you feel. He said sometimes you might write down some jokes that are going to go in a set, and sometimes you're just writing stuff down just to get some stuff out on a page to clear your head. And the free writing was actually really powerful because he gave us the prompt. The thing about me is, and he just told us to write the thing about me is, and then just write. And what came from it was I pulled out this theme of extremes where it was like, oh, like, I'll make a bunch of money in 2 days and then I won't make money for a week. Or like, I said, I don't know moderation. I'm a man of extremes. Like, if I've ever said just one drink, I've lied, because I either don't drink at all or I drink till I throw up blood. And, I was talking about how I don't fart because I'm afraid of shitting my pants. And that's like an extreme stance. And, it was really cool. Like, writing that out was really cathartic, and just having 10 minutes to just force myself to write the thing about me is, and just write and see what comes out, created a clear headspace and gave me the opportunity to come up with some vulnerable jokes. What's Tim got here? It's all about telling a story. And yes, self-awareness. I was facilitating a meeting today and I hit that stuck moment and froze. I felt embarrassed, but I stopped and regrouped myself and apologized and got back on track. Worst feeling ever. Well, honestly, dude, it's amazing that you got back on track, and like, freezing isn't the end of the world. One thing I am learning from comedy class is that pauses are actually effective. And my coach Derek is really good about this. Like, it's easy, I think, when you're the one on stage or the one talking at the meeting, when you're the one talking, to feel like you have to fill all the space. I definitely feel that when I do these. And right now I'm recognizing it's okay to slow down. It's okay to not be sure exactly what I'm going to say next. It's okay. It's actually good to leave some space after I say something to give the listener the opportunity to process what I just said. I like this night stream vibe. I'm surprised at how lit up it is. I look lit up and I'm on the street and I'm walking with my feet and I didn't eat red meat today because I'm not at a steakhouse. I dropped my blouse. Oh my God, I'm going to shout. Ah! Sorry, sleeping people. It was for the live stream. Yeah, just pause. Tim said, interesting. I love that. Pause. It's such, I'm loving comedy class, if for no other reason than like just getting to enjoy the parallels between comedy and music. One of the biggest pieces of advice musically I can give to less experienced musicians is just like, shut up. That's a funny way to put it. It's more and more educatorial is just leave some space. Let things be, like, especially with joke telling. It's like in class today, I said something you guys should know about me is I'm afraid to fart. And in that space, people laughed. And I was able to trust myself enough to know, have a good night, Tim. Oh, I'm just in my neighborhood. I will get home safe. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Catch you next time. But yeah, just recognizing, like, I said that and the whole class laughed, and I gave them the space to process, because that's like a ridiculous thing to be afraid of. Like, I'm afraid to fart. Like, and being able to own that space and trust that they're going to laugh. It's just like with music. Like, if you're improvising music, especially, people will just play eighth notes. They'll just play da ba do ba da ba do ba da ba do da ba do ba do ba do ba ba do ba do da da, and it stops meaning anything after a while. Hello. Whereas, if you go beep a doo bap ba dap, bip a doo beep a boo doo, there's already so much more sass and soul in that than even if it's, I guess I kind of did a funky thing versus a beboppy thing. Even if you're doing a beboppy thing, that space like gives it time to breathe. We all can remember a teacher we had in public school or Catholic school or Islamic school where the teacher was boring and monotone and droned on and on and on and on, and you just tuned them out. And then you have those teachers who said stuff, and it could be, I don't know, it could be math. All right, class, today we're learning about quadrilaterals. give people a chance to hear that word. You know, you're 7th grade, you've never heard quadrilateral before. It's like, whoa, we're learning about that today. Okay, I'm on board. And yeah, this conversation has changed thanks to Tim's input, who's sleeping soundly right now. But the space is okay. Pauses are okay. And maybe going back to the feeling stuck, what if you're feeling stuck and what you need is a pause? Actually, I'm even kind of making that connection. If I remember like a year ago being like, I don't know how to book a gig. And there was such a frantic energy to it. Like, I don't know how to book a gig. I'm not going to be able to be a professional musician. I'm stuck playing. Ah! And instead, when I was able to shift, go, I feel like I don't know how to book a gig. Okay, let me sit with that feeling. Well, I've booked gigs before, so maybe that's not true. What have I done to book a gig? What tools did I use? And being able to shift from I don't know how to book a gig to create the space to pause and give myself the opportunity to challenge that, I was able to move forward. I was able to say, oh, I do know how to book a gig. I've done this before. I can do this again. Yeah. All right, friends. Well, this night stream, I think, is wrapping up here. I'm going to round the corner and head back home. Much love to you at all. We're almost at 100 streams. I started this March 7th, I think. So it feels good. I said I was going to wrap up, but I will say I have learned so much from doing this. I would say 2 big things I've learned from this is my comfort on camera has skyrocketed, and my ability to be vulnerable in front of people has skyrocketed. And I actually realized tonight at comedy class that I've been afraid to be more vulnerable. And I'm noticing that when people share really vulnerable stuff, it's always really funny. And I went up there and I said, I'm afraid to fart, which is a vulnerable thing to say. And I got huge laughs for that bit. So when you're as the beautiful, wonderful, amazing Calandra Youngleson always says, well, she always says it every second of every day she's saying this. No, as she often reminds me, when you're vulnerable without expectation, magic happens. And I witnessed that happen in my life a couple times just over the weekend. And I witnessed it in class today where it was like, hey, I think my jokes are going to be better if I'm willing to share myself a little more vulnerably in the jokes instead of trying to like be too cool for the jokes and dance above them. So, all right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you all. So much love. I just have all the love to give. I don't have a lot. Can I offer you my love? That's me. Much love, Facebook and YouTube. I will catch you all tomorrow, probably in the morning. Bye.